Hello friends, it's Reza. You've come to channel Reza Blade, and I am continuing what was never meant to be a series. You may recall some time ago I showed you guys that you can take a tool that was meant for applying sequins and glitter that is 99 cents. It had a brush end on one end and a silicone end on the other end. And the silicone is clear. And I said, I've tried stamping with this and it works. And so those pencil stampers that everybody's paying a lot of money for, why don't you give this a try? And there's been some pretty good response to it. I have a lot of friends that have said thank you, and you are very welcome. But the other thing is, you can still use this for glitter and sequins. It's a great tool, so don't forget that. Multi-purpose tools are always the best kind of tools. The second thing is, you guys will not stop trying to make this into a clear jelly stamper. So I took it upon myself. You're finding things that not everybody necessarily has access to. You're looking through your discarded stuff and you're finding tubes that package things, and you're finding things that work well. But it's not necessarily something that everybody can get their hands on without maybe buying a tool just for the box or whatever. So I have had this idea in the back of my head since the very beginning that if you guys insisted that you needed this to be a clear jelly stamper, I knew how I was going to try it. So I did it yesterday, and before I show you how to make it, I'm going to test it. But if you look down here, you can see through it. So let's give this a go, and then I'll show you how I did it. So we'll get some paper towel down. We'll move. What I did while I'm stamping, I can tell you guys what I'm up to. What I did was I took some clear contact paper that is easy to get, and it's so useful that I don't feel bad about you buying it special for this kind of project, because you're gonna use it again. So isn't it funny I can't decide what stamp to use because there's so many good stamping images here. Let's try this. It's just for experiments, so no reason to be picky. Alright, so we take this guy, and as you see, it's picked up right here. And I'm going to take it, and I'm going to show you. We're looking through the center, and we're stamping. There you go. Come on, there we go. So you did get to see through that. So that is a work. That is a success. So now that we know that that is a success, let me show you how I did it. So I took my contact paper, my clear contact paper. It comes in a roll like this. This one is made by Dupe. And I cut off a slit, just a slit. And let me get all this stuff out of the way, because I need this room again. So you're going to need to know how your circumference is the word, math girl. Sorry, I'm having a really hard time getting this, my tremor is on this morning. Having a really hard time getting this contact paper separated. So you take the circumference of your clear jelly pencil stamping head, and I'll show you how to do that. So I'm going to pull this out. I hope I can get it back in there. If not, I can always make another one for literally cents. Alright, so I'm going to put this with an overlapping open flap right here, and I'm going to try to make it as straight as possible. So let me show you what I just did with that. I folded it in half and I left a lip. Okay? So now I'm going to cut off the excess, and the way that I know what the excess is going to be is I'm going to roll this. You see how I'm rolling this into here? So I'm going to roll this and I'm going to say, okay, that rolled to about here. So I'm going to give myself a little room for a overlap, and I'm going to cut it off here. So that's what I just did. Here's my fingernail is where my mark is that tells me the circumference of my stamper head, and I gave myself a little extra, okay? So now what I'm going to do is, no, I did this last night with amazing luck on the first try. But if you can see, I'm rolling this up. And as I roll it, I'm going to try to fit that head in there. Now this is something that, you know, you may not get it the first time. You may not. But it's so cheap. So that's a little loose. So we're going to take that off. And we're going to tighten it up just a little bit. Alright, so that lip is touching there. And now I'm going to fit this down in here, and lo and behold, we have a fitter. Okay? So that worked. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some tape, because contact paper is meant to stick to things and not necessarily to itself. So it'll kind of come undone if you're not careful. So I'm going to take some tape and I just put it around there at the top there. Okay. So here is your clear jelly stamper, guys. You asked for it, and I didn't want to play with this much anymore because I really thought that the head on its own would be a fine clear jelly stamper. But everybody kept working at it, and I said, this means you guys really want this. So I did this, and I hope that you like my solution. Because of the cost of the roll of contact paper is like maybe $5, but there's so much of it that this thing literally costs maybe 5 cents, maybe less, I don't know. So you have so much room for trial and error here. So much room. You know, if you think that this distance is too much to look through, you don't like it, once you're done, just snip it. So that's my solution for you guys. I hope you enjoy. And if you guys have any more questions about this stuff, or you need me to find a way to get you something else cheaper, let me know, and I'll put my mind to it. But in the meantime, please subscribe, like, share, the whole kit and caboodle. It really helps me out. And this is Reza signing off. Have fun with your new clear jelly pencil stampers.